Good morning, everyone. In opening this meeting, I would like to acknowledge that this meeting of the WA Planning Commission is being live streamed, and I welcome everyone logged on to view the meeting today. The meeting is being recorded and will be available for viewing via the Commission's website or YouTube. I wish to advise observers that Commission members may refer to technical devices such as phones and laptops throughout the meeting to assist them in considering the information before them. In opening the meeting, I also acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional land of the peoples of the Noongar Nation, and I pay our respects to their elders past and present. We move to item 1.2, apologies and leave of absence. Attending today, we have myself, Commissioners Cole, Commissioner Brooks, Commissioner Adair, Commissioner Heron, Commissioner Hall and Commissioner Sandry in person. Commissioner Bennett is attending over Zoom. Liam O'Connell from the Department of Water and Environmental Regulation is an observer. We welcome Liam, and we have an apology from Commissioner Lakey. It's also my pleasure to welcome new commissioners attending today for the first time. Commissioners Adair, Commissioner Heron, Commissioner Hall, Commissioner Sandry, and I welcome returning Commissioners Emma Cole, Commissioner Bennett and Commissioner Brooks. We'll move to item 1.3, disclosures of interest, and item 1.5.1, confirmation of the previous minutes. I have a declaration of perceived impartiality from Commissioner Sandry. Commissioner Sandry's partner works for the Shire of Serpentine Jarrahdale. As no decision is being made on the item other than confirming the minutes, seeks to stay in the room, and I have no objection to that. On item 4.1, the planning reforms for short-term rental accommodation, I have a perceived impartiality interest from Commissioner Sandry. Commissioner Sandry is employed by the City of Bayswater. The City of Bayswater has been liaising with the department regarding the planning reform for short-term residential accommodation. She has not been involved with the city's liaison with the department on this matter. On item 4.2, the Perth and Peel Urban Greening Strategy, I have a perceived impartiality interest declared by Commissioner Sandry. Commissioner Sandry is employed by the City of Bayswater. The City is mentioned in responding to the consultation. Commissioner Sandry has not been involved with the City's liaison with the department. On item 4.2, Perth and Peel Urban Greening Strategy, I have a perceived impartiality interest from Commissioner Bennett. In her role at CLE, Commissioner Bennett is involved in the preparation, implementation and review some of the district structure plans listed in attachment 1. She is also a member of the UDIA WA Council. On item 4.4, the MRS amendment for Forestdale Townsite East, Commissioner Bennett has declared a pecuniary interest. Her employer CLE is the proponent for this amendment, and she will leave the meeting for discussion on this item. On item 4.4, MRS Amendment Forestdale Townsite East, I have declared an interest, which is a declaration of representation. I have met with the proponent and their consultants together with DPLH officers in the course of my normal activities as chairman of the committee. Not being provided with any additional information that is not available to the Commission today. On item 3.1, I have declared an interest as the WA Planning Commission is both the landowner and the decision maker in respect to this particular item, which is the draft Malaga Station Precinct Structure Plan. This interest in common is shared by all members of the Commission and is not considered to prejudice their ability to impartially determine the matter within the planning framework. Are there any other declarations of interest, please? No, thank you. We move to item 1.4, declaration of due consideration. Could all members indicate they have read the agenda, please? Thank you. We move to item 1.5, the previous minutes, and 1.5.1, confirmation of the minutes of Wednesday, the 26th of June, 2024. Do I have a mover and a seconder that we adopt those minutes, please? Moved by Commissioner Cole, Second by Commissioner Bennett. No dissent. Thank you very much. Item 1.5.2. Are there any matters arising from the minutes? No, thank you very much. We move to item 2, deputations and presentations. And we have one deputation this morning. It's on MRS Amendment Forestdale Town Site East. Commissioner Bennett, we will put you in the waiting room. And we're going to be joined by Daniel Martinovich from CLE and Lachlan Gerard, the Development Manager of GM Property Group. Thank you, Sam.
1 second. Good morning, Daniel and Lachlan.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can. Thanks very much. I welcome you to the West Australian Planning Commission meeting this morning to make a deputation on item 4.4 on the Commission's agenda, which is the MRS amendment for Forestdale Town Site East. You have been allocated 3 minutes for your deputation this morning. A timer will appear on the screen throughout that deputation, which will count down that allocated time, and you will hear 2 alert tones. 1 with 30 seconds remaining when your 3 minutes has concluded. We'll also shortly bring up your PowerPoint presentation and ask that you advise us as you wish to advance the slides throughout your deputation this morning. So over to you when you're ready. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, Commission members. Next slide, please. We support the rezoning of the land to urban, however, request that the Commission rezones the eastern portion of the amendment area direct to the urban zone instead of the urban deferred zone as per the advertised version of the amendment. As you will discuss in our presentation, holding the eastern portion of the amendment area in the urban deferred zone is not necessary to protect future infrastructure planning of the Water Corporation. Progressing the land to urban now will assist with much needed housing in the near term as compared to holding the land in the urban deferred zone indefinitely. Next slide, please. For context, this plan shows the amendment area in blue to the west and the Water Corporation land in red to the east, which is 30 hectares in area. Next slide, please. The 8.5 hectare urban deferred buffer was requested by the Water Corporation based on their future planning for a potential water reuse facility, which has been earmarked since 1997, but has not been progressed. There is nothing on the Water Corporation site at present that triggers the need for a buffer within the amendment area, with all previous treatment facilities having been decommissioned, as shown on this timeline. After the amendment was initiated with the urban deferred buffer, we continued to engage with the Water Corporation regarding the planning for their potential facility. The outcome of the engagement was that the Water Corporation advised there was still no funding to progress the design investigations into the facility, but that it remained a medium-term prospect. The Water Corporation didn't outright object to our position though, and noted that the WAPC will make a decision that takes into consideration all the community's benefits. Next slide, please. In our engagement with the Water Corporation, we advocated that there was sufficient land to accommodate a future reuse facility outside of the 500-metre buffer from the amendment area, should they ever choose to proceed. As you can see on the current plan, there is just over 18 hectares of land to accommodate a potential facility outside of the red hatched area east of Tonkin Highway, which represents the 500 metres from the amendment area. Next slide, please. In considering the potential buffer implications east of Tonkin Highway, as shown on this plan, the Armidale redevelopment scheme makes provision for a 500-metre buffer around the site, stating that no sensitive land uses may occur within that area. The land to the north is zoned industrial, with no statutory buffers in place due to the compatibility of industrial land uses. In closing, the Water Corporation's Haynes site is large enough to accommodate a future reuse facility without generating the need for a buffer over the amendment area and without having any unintended consequences elsewhere that have not been planned for. Zoning the land urban now will provide clear direction and certainty, development of the area to proceed in a coordinated manner. In the context of the current housing shortage, unlocking the eastern 8.5 hectares of the amendment area for urban development will create approximately an additional 150 homes in an affordable location with good access to services. Thank you again for the opportunity to present, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Commissioners, are there any questions, please, of Daniel? Thank you. You're more than welcome to stay and observe the meeting, but thank you very much for your deputation.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Commissioner Bennett back into the meeting.
I'm going to exit the meeting. They come back in because we couldn't get the waiting room thing to kind of work.
Just wait for Commissioner Bennett to rejoin the meeting. Hannah and Brendan, would you like to join us at the table? Just making contact with Commissioner Bennett. Welcome back. Thank you. So we move to item 3.1, the draft Malaga Station Precinct Structure Plan. Consent to advertise. That's incorrect, isn't it? It's not consent to advertise. It's referral to the federal government. And we're joined by Joanna Dowsett and Brendan Tippett. Good morning. Is there anything you wish to add to this morning?
No, I think the report provides a sufficient overview.
Thank you. Commissioners, are there any questions, please, of Joanna or Brendan? Questions? Thank you very much. We have a recommendation before us. Do I have a mover and a seconder that we adopt the recommendation, please? Moved by Commissioner Heron, seconded by Commissioner Bennett. No dissent. Thank you very much. Thank you. We now move to the confidential items. Any thought? For discussion, decision or noting, and the Commission will shortly move to consideration of these matters, and in doing so I seek a mover and a seconder to resolve pursuant to Regulation 27 of the Planning and Development WAPC Regulations 2024 that the meeting be closed to members of the public as the remaining agenda items raise matters outlined in Regulation 4 subsection 2 and require confidentiality due to the recommendations being submitted to the Minister, legally and commercially sensitive material, and this will enable free and unfettered debate on strategic policy and governance directions, pending their confirmation and formal release. Do I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Commissioner Sandry, seconded by Commissioner Brooks. No dissent. The meeting will be closed to the public.